Well, good morning, everybody. I'm up and at her, day 5. I feel really good. Chest isn't too bad at all. Minor leftover congestion this morning. I had my morning shower. It's coming out of me. I feel strong. Today. Little bit of still raw gut, but I guess 4 liters of orange juice, probably another 4 liters of neocitrin, and every other kind of thing is we've made the guts gross, right? I mean, all the vitamins. I did so many pills, so many vitamins. COVID-19, what I think about it now that I went through it, I've had flus in my life before. I remember the worst being I was much younger, 18, on the oil rigs down in Brooks, Alberta. And I lived in a trailer park across from the meat packing plant. And I remember getting so voraciously ill from a flu, worst flu in my life. In fact, it was so bad, after about 5 days, and that was the stomach throwing up, I couldn't keep any water or fluids down. And that landed me in the hospital on intravenous. And I recovered, but I was near death's doorstep, right there. Death's doorstep, sorry. And COVID-19, what I found different, there was no stomach flu, but that dizzy, drunken feeling when you have the flu, which usually does lead you to throwing up, that lasted until I was able to sweat that out. And then that's, I think, what scared me the most about it. And I think that that's probably in earlier versions of the virus, as it's changed, that's probably what created such damage to people inside, and of course their lungs, throat, how it affected their cells going forward, and oxygenation, which led to a mass amount of other problems. There's no doubt this is a new virus. It's something I never experienced. But have I experienced some crazy viruses? And it was actually funny. My friend Andre Duguay, he's out east, New Brunswick, but we both worked up in Fort McMurray, Alberta for good chunks of our lives. And I don't think there was ever a time I didn't get some strange, weird, infectious flu that created all kinds of problems for me, respiratory and other, much worse than this COVID-19. Now, I want to be clear about this. As of January, COVID-19 is endemic. December 26th. That's the official date, and those are the reports I read out of Malawi. UK gave that. UK went fully open. They dropped the COVID. Now, those Malawi blood reports from those with AIDS, and it's a young population, as I think the average age of the population is 19. And, terrible state of affairs, civil war and AIDS. But all the blood vials, I went through this back at that date, all the blood vials for all the waves of the pandemic, when they went back through all the AIDS vials over COVID-19's history, they found 80% infection rate. So, did I hit it before? Did the vaccine protect me? Or was I just not susceptible or super duper lucky? I don't know. But it hit me this time. When they say these new variants are easy to get around that, they don't do the damage because they want to live in the host, so they're a lot more infectious. And you know what, everybody? All of that seems to make sense to me. They said 5 days if you're fully vaccinated. 5 days. I'm over my midlife. I mean, it went through. It didn't affect me extreme. I mean, those first 3 days I was really bothered because I could barely walk, dizzy as heck, and extremely weak and fatigued. And I knew I had to change that around, and no drugs seemed to work, didn't seem to help on anything. And it was the neocitrin for me. It was the sweat out. And I know in the second session I kind of had about a 45-minute nap as I'm wrapped myself so tight, and I was soaked, and I started to feel better, and I kept doing it, and I was cleared up within about 6 hours. So, yeah, that's all I know. And I can't see this being a pandemic anymore. I can't see them ever going back on it. I mean, too many people will have experienced it like myself. And is it the worst flu as it is right now? I'm not talking about the earlier versions of COVID-19, but the one I went through, pretty much a cakewalk. I mean, not a cakewalk for older people, I guess. And if you don't get that out of your system quick, I think it would have damaging results, because my lungs, throat, it all went down quick within those 3 days, and I was happy to kick it anyway and then just recover extremely fast. So thanks, everybody. That's my video. Whether people like it or not, that's the truth. I lived it. I experienced it. And day 5, hello, haha, not bad. I don't feel too bad. Bye now.